Yo, what is good, my wonderful people? How are you doing today? Hey, I just want to get on here and talk to you guys. Yeah, because you're always asking me questions, right? Some of the biggest questions coming in right now are how to run your business, how to conduct business, how to bid on projects. And I'm going to be honest, you got to find a fair wage that works for you, for your skill set and your level. Like, I truly believe you can't go out there and be like, I'm 150 bucks an hour and not have all the skills and capabilities. But that's just me. I mean, you can. By God, people do it. They go out there and they charge that kind of number hourly. And then I've also been asked too, like, what does it cost to mark up materials and all that. Now, you can mark up your materials, and for a while I was somewhat marking up my materials just a little bit to get a little bit of profit off it. But for the most part, I don't really like to mark up my material, whatever the customer's paying for. They get the material for that price. What they get from me is my hourly wages, my services for that hourly. That's how I make my money. I'll make my money off that hourly, and it'll fluctuate. For different people, I'll give them a different price because maybe I feel like, give them a little bit of help. Sometimes people aren't in the best situations, but they need something done, and they just got a little bit of money. So, I'm not trying to take all their money, but I'm definitely, not going to do it for free. Now, there are things I have done for free. I felt in my heart maybe I shouldn't charge this person so much. But at the same time, I know what I'm worth, man. So, that's where it all lies down to. Now, when it comes to my teaching and stuff like that, I somewhat base it off of not really an hourly wage. Well, it is an hourly wage, kind of somewhat, but it all comes down to what I'm putting into it. The time I have into it for the materials I have into it. And then, it's just... It's everything. You have to always take everything in consideration, and that's where a lot of the hourly wage will come in. Your hourly wage will be based on what it all is that you have in your arsenal to offer, and that's your hourly wage. Say you got extra rods, you got extra gas or whatever, and oxygen, and you're able to give them a fair rate. Maybe because you just got a good deal going on somewhere else, and you're able to get rods cheap and material cheap, so there's nothing wrong with hooking people up. I mean, in fact, it might get you more jobs. Now, I'm not saying hook them up to the point where you're not making any money on it and you're breaking even, or you're spending money to do the project. By any means, I'm not telling you to spend money to do the project unless you're going to get reimbursed that money to actually continue to do that job. You never want to do a job where you run yourself out of money. Now, I always collect 50% up front to make sure it covers all the costs of everything it's going to take to do the entire job up front. You know what I mean? That means go out, grab the material, build it, the gas, everything. I want to make sure that I'm covered there. Sometimes I haven't been covered there and I've ended up eating it. So don't be like me. I've had to learn the hard way. I really don't have anybody holding my hand. I don't have a whole bunch of guidance in the world. So I'm constantly reaching out to people either I know of or I know really well, and I'm always picking their brain about this business. How do I bid this? How do I bid that? How do I go about this? How do I put this in my contract? How do I do that about my contract? And so I'm very fortunate and thankful for the people that have really helped me through my journey here. And y'all know who you are, because you're not constantly helping me, but I'm constantly reaching out to you, and then at that point you are helping me. So even if it's just a little words of encouragement or just a little bit of tips and tricks here and there, one of the best things that I've done in my contract that I like, that I'd really suggest is, giving people that 2.5% interest rate every day they're late on your payment, So the moment you get done with that contract, you should be collecting that payment right away. So put it in your contract in the fine description, that if they don't pay right away, there's going to be a penalty. And so that'll help protect your ass from, somebody running away with your money and not paying the other 50%. I could go on and on about this business, and I will. I'll start really going on about this business because there is so much to learn and so much to know. I know that me getting into the business personally, I just jumped all in. And the reason I jumped all in was because I was somewhat set up. I had the beveling machines, I had the torches to cut the pipe, I had the welding machines and the rods to put the pipe together, I had the rig, and I have to drive, and not alone that too, but I had to make sure that all my insurances were right, and I had to make sure that my tax forms were correct, and I just had to make sure I was a legitimate business. I went out and got my LLC license, and I ended up getting a sales tax license or something like that. I don't even know if I need it, really, honestly, but that's just a thing. You got to make sure that your insurance is incorrect. Now, I hold 2 million umbrella insurance on the rig. It's not like $2 million I pay, but I pay either an annually or half annually or, try monthly, however it is, however my payments are set up. I forget exactly, because my wife used to take care of everything, and now that I'm doing my own business, I'm trying to really take care of everything all by myself, because that's really what I want to do. Is I want to be doing it all by myself. I don't want to have to really rely on anybody. And I'm not saying I don't want to rely on her, but in a sense I don't, because if something gets in a pickle and something goes wrong, I really want to know the whole ups and ins and outs of it. I gots to. So that's where I'm at, and that's where it is for this welding career for me. I've learned to venture out and do other things besides just welding. I wouldn't say like I'm extremely going all out doing everything, because I specialize in welding and I love welding, and I paid for the certifications to be certified in the pipe welding. So the companies are seeking me out that know I'm a certified pipe welder. So that's what I want to try to do. That's what I'm trying to create as well. I'm building my school. My school is a lot different than any of these other schools you'll see out there. I have a completely different vision and outlook on what I want my school to look like and how I want to teach and go about things. That's why I offer the solo work sessions and the workshops, is because I'm trying to offer something different. In my time growing up, there really wasn't a whole lot of this going on, this kind of training, this kind of teaching. It was more you had to get into the type of job setting and learn on the job, OJT, on job training. That's what it was for me, and that's how I learned. And a lot of times that's the way it goes, guys. So don't be afraid to get in the door, start at the bottom. Go in there and prove yourself to that company if that's what you got to do. Not everybody can go and just open up their own company and be like, I'm in business, and get flooded with business. It was hard for me right off the bat. I really had to pay for ads and put ads out, and figured out it wasn't really helping me, and ended up owing quite a bit of money, paying for ads that were bogus. So, be careful what you get into, because it can end up setting you back before you could even start taking off. So my advice, baby steps, guys. Make sure that you got all your ducks in a row. Make sure all your T's are crossed, all your I's are dotted before you jump in. Now, I'm not saying that's absolutely the only way to be. You can chill out. You can wait, man. Or you can just go get it. It's really on you. And so I never like to tell people like how to live their life, what to do in their life. I just know for a fact that's how I live my life, and that's where I am in my life. I didn't have everything handed to me like some people might paint the picture to me. I've had to work hard for everything I have, and I thank I guess I just thank the world for throwing me to the wolves and really making me just have to figure it out on my own. Because at one time I had to figure it all out on my own, and that's how I really landed into full-time welding, was figuring it out on my own, what I was passionate about, what I could do, where I could get my hands into. And so I was searching, I was looking. I was down on my luck. I was broken up with my relationship. I was going through some changes in my life. So no matter what the world is throwing at you, no matter how obstacles are being in your face, just realize one thing: it's easy to climb it and get over it. Like, the reason you can't climb it and get over it will be on you. So it's like you got to think in your mind how to climb and get over the obstacles, because no matter what, they're always going to arise in your life. There's always going to be a hater, he's always going to be looking at your shit and not liking your shit and not talking about your shit. But guess what? He's going to be acting like you, because it's contagious, this this thing I have, this love I have for people. I try to make it contagious. I try to spread the love all across the world and back, just because I believe that's what's true in this world, is loving people and caring about people. And my mom loved me. My mom cared about me so much, man, and that's where it is. She loved me. She cared for me, and it's instilled in me, man, and I just want to give that back to the world. I love and I care. I care about so many people, and I love so many things, and I would hate for the world to keep turning out like it is, man. I mean, it just keeps getting worse and worse. You hear about it every day, all day, the corruptness in the world, the madness in this world. So don't be a part of it. Separate yourself. I'm not trying to be like I'm an original, I'm doing it all by myself, but I am trying to make my own waves. I am trying to create my own mountains, and I am trying to really just be me. I'm not really trying to be like anybody else. And if anything, I want to spread it like wildfire, and I want everybody else to get a little taste of it. A long time ago, my boss says, I wish what Walter has, we could just put it in a cup and pass it around and let everybody drink from it, because it's good, and it's motivation that I really started creating years ago. And when I filmed that documentary for Colorado Rail Car that ended up on the Discovery Channel, which I'm trying to really get pushed out on this YouTube channel for you guys to watch in my younger days, there's a lot of inspiration there for you guys, and that's it. I've been inspiring, people since like my early 20s, because that's when I really really became passionate about motivating and encouraging people. And I don't know what it was, but something about me just, I found the light. I found this gift that I have, and it was motivating people. You know, I was able to go to work and lift people up, and we could do work, we could get on task, we could get on a team, and we could dominate and just kill it. So, you know, that's what I want in my life. I want to create a school out here, and I want to teach these people how to work like me, do it like me, be like me in a sensible way, not be just like me, but take my formula, mix it up in what you have, and take it out in the world and become something 10 times better than I was. I tell people all the time, you'll be 10 times the welder I am. Let me teach you my skills now, and you will surpass me by far. I can teach, like I was trying to talk to this guy the other day, and I was telling him, like, I have a hard time teaching people from the beginning, and I do. Because I had a hard time learning. I won't even lie. I won't even beat around the bush. I had a hard time learning how to weld and figuring it out. But guess what? I didn't give up, and I didn't quit. Just when I thought, you know, I was never going to figure it out, I started figuring it out. So don't think for a second, like, if you pick it up and you can't figure it out, that's it. It took me years, man, to get where I am today. And it's taken me a lot of practice to get somewhat of the results that I love to have. Still to this day, I'm very unhappy with my results. And it takes consistency of welding to be absolutely slick. There's still days I pick it up and I don't got it, guys. I have to work for it a little bit. I got to get tuned up. I got to knock the dust off my arms and really get limbered up or loosened up, whatever it is, toughened up, and get that hustle memory back in my mind, because that's what it is. It's a hustle memory. That hustle memory is inside of you, guys, so don't let the hustle memory die. Keep it alive and keep practicing that art and that craft. Welding will forever be in our existence that we are here today, our kids' existence. By the time it goes away and phases out, will be our great-grandkids, guys. So, you know, it might not be in the future for our great-grandkids, but what we can do is we can teach our great-grandkids how we did it, and they might be able to change the evolution of the world of how welding is done. So don't think it stops. For no matter what, it'll continue, whether it's machines or not. You know, the world's not going to fully go, you know, artificial intelligence. It won't go full-fledged. It won't, man. It won't go full throttle. It will not. There'll be a point where it does replace a lot of employment, you know, like with truck drivers and shopping centers and warehouses and stuff like that. But there's still a lot of people needed in the world, man. And you're needed in the world in a lot of ways, and not maybe just welding, but in so many aspects of this welding world that you might not even realize you like it. I mean, you could get in this welding industry and you can go so far and you don't even have to weld. You could be managers, you could be project managers. I mean, you could be owners of companies, you could lead crews, you could do so much. You could be the mastermind design behind the gas plants and the ships and the rockets. Like, it doesn't stop, guys. It keeps going. So don't just think that being a welder is the end of it. Exactly. Expand your mind, expand your horizons, keep going, and don't stop. And I've been preaching that for years, guys. I love this welding. But no matter what it is, get your foot in the door somewhere and learn it. Learn a skill, learn a trade, learn a craft, work on it. Don't stop. Develop it until you're exactly where you want to be in life. I'm exactly where I want to be in life because I work hard for it. And you can have the same thing. If you work hard for it, you can have it. There's things in life that have made me unhappy, but guess what? Deep down inside, I did what made me happy. I followed my heart, and that's all that matters. Follow your heart. Continue to truck on your path. You'll be there, guys. Trust me. I have nothing but faith in you people. All right, enough of my chit chat, but that's some of the business, man. That's real of the business. I hope you guys understand that, for real. It ain't easy out here, but at the same time, when you learn it, it becomes easier. All right? Wrap you later. I'm out. Peace.